Watch this before you start making your application for a UK standard visitors visa. Hi everyone, my name is Chinenye Eze, and on today's channel we're going to be talking about the step-by-step process that you need to take if you would be making an application for a UK standard visitors visa. For records, I am not an immigration advisor, and this video is not intended to replace any legal advice. It is just for educational purpose, and I'm using the experience that I had while making the application for my mom to visit us in the UK. So if you find this video helpful, please hit the like button and do subscribe to this channel. We talk about everything about navigating life in the UK as an immigrant. Let's get right into it. So I'll be sharing my screen with you so you can see what the video is. Now, the first bit around it will tell you the different things you need to know regarding a standard UK visitors visa. So let's get right into it. So the things that you need to know, we paid about £115 for this visitors visa, and it's a 6-month one, and you cannot stay more than 6 months during this visit. And you also try to read all these parts about the things you need to know, the things you need to do whilst you're on a visitors visa to the UK. So after checking all your eligibility criteria, and then another thing is that I made this application on behalf of my mom. So everything I'm answering this question, every question I'm answering is just as if it's my mom answering the question. And also you cannot make this application earlier than 3 months before the date of entry. So now you click on apply now when you're ready. So I'm sharing my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing, and then you select your language. I selected English language. Whatever language that applies to you, select it and you click on next. Then it's going to ask you for the country where you are going to be doing your biometrics. So I chose Nigeria because that's where my mom resides. So once you choose the country that you're going to do your biometrics, it would ask you if you already know the center that you want to do your biometrics. So I already know the center, so I have identified the location. If you don't know it, you can choose the other one. So straight into it, then we go to start now. Then what happened is that I created an email specifically for this application process for my mom so that I can be able to monitor all the correspondence. So create the password and carry on. Put the password in again, save and continue. Once you're done with that, you move to the next stage, and then they will send you an email. So it says, who does this email address belong to? So I said you. Do you have another email address? And the answer is no. Remember, I created this email specifically for this application. The telephone number, you put the telephone. So remember, I am filling this application on behalf of my mom. So it's as though it's my mom filling this application. So those are her details that I have put there. Do you have any other telephone numbers? Is no. And then how do you want them to contact you? You just simply state whichever way is best for them to contact you. Move to the next stage that talks about name. When it comes to name, make sure you are filling this according to the way it is written on your passport. The given names is your first name, and if you have a middle name, while the family name is the last name. So please fill it according to the way it's recorded on your passport. Once you're done with that, you save and continue. And then you move to it, ask you if there's any other names, and if whatever applies, you say yes or no. So put in any other given names that is there. So then we continue. So what I did was that I simply put her maiden name in the family name, which was the name she was bearing when she wasn't married. So then we move to the next stage. If there's any other name, they'll keep asking you and you say no. If there's none, you move to the next stage. Save and continue. Now let's move to the sex and relationship status. So choose whatever is written on your passport. So female, and then is this person married or not married, single, and all of that. You fill that aspect. Put in the address, fill the address correctly. Remember, I'm filling on behalf of my mom, so I'm filling all my mom's details. How long has she lived in that address? I simply filled it there. Is it a rented or an owned apartment? And then you put in all of that details in there. So on the passport, you put your passport number. Make sure that you put this correctly, please. Don't make any mistake. Issuing authority, put the country that is issuing it or the authority issuing it, the date and the expiry date. Please be extra careful when you are filling this so you don't make any mistakes. Save and continue. And then after this, we move to the next one. So remember that I am filling this on behalf of my mom. Identity card. So we have the national identity card that we use in Nigeria. So I put the details, all her details in there. So the very good way for you to be easy for this form to be easy for you to fill is that all the details that you need, please just get it ready. Like all the passports, the identity cards and all of that. Just get everything ready and all the dates and everything that you need. So once all of this is put in there, expiry dates, and then I move to the nationality. So where was she born, country of nationality, country of birth, and place of birth. I fill all of this in and carry on. So then we go to the date of birth, fill the date of birth in correctly the way it appears on the passport, save and continue. And then once we are done with this, we move to the next one, the other nationalities, if there is. If not, you say no. Employment status. So let's look at employed and the unemployed example. So if let's say your mom is employed, you click on the employed and you click on save and continue. If she's unemployed, you click on it. It asks you, how does she get income? Is it on regular additional income or savings? So I chose savings for this one, and I put an amount of how much she has in savings. So it wants you to choose the currency. Initially I didn't put the currency, that's why it came as red. So then put the currency and put the amount of money that is in savings, and then you it will ask you also if there's any additional income or savings. So if there is none, you just click it and save and continue. So then it's asking for the cost of the visit. So okay, sorry, before the cost of the visit, I went back to the employment status example. And then if your mom is, for instance, still working and is employed, put the employer's name and put the employer's address and the employer's phone number. Put all of the details correctly. So this is if your mom is still working, and if your mom is not working, that's the other example that I showed you, the unemployed one. So after that, you put all of those details. Put the it's going to ask you when did she start working with them, the month and year. So put that and then click on save and continue. Then after that, it will go to the job. So what job does she do? So let's say she's a nursing assistant. You go to the currency, put the Nigerian currency or whatever currency it is that applies to you, and put the amounts that she earns or he earns every month. So then we go to describe the job. Initially, I didn't want to put anything. That's why it's coming as red. So then I had to put something. So about the cost of your visit. So if you want to put cost it in in naira or in pounds, it's fine. So how much money would this person be planning to spend on this visit? My advice is that no matter how little, put some amount for that person that the person will be spending, even if it's 20,000 naira, even if it's 30,000, 50,000. So for this example, I put 50,900. Please don't just leave it blank. About the financial situation, even though you are the one sponsoring the person, please don't leave it blank. Make sure the person is putting in something into the visit. And then it's going to ask who is paying for this visit. So will anyone be paying? I said yes. And then who is the person? Someone I know. They ask for the name of the person. So I fill in all the details. In this case, it is me that is paying. So this is the example that I'm putting. So I put the name of the person paying and the address and the details of the person paying. Then we go straight to the country and all of that. Once you fill that, you put the how much will this person be paying. So what I did was that I calculated the flight fees, feeding expenses, and basically the general cost of what it entails for her to be able to come down to the UK on a visit. And that was the total that I summed up there. So it's going to vary on a case by case basis. Why are they wanting to pay for you? Please put a short few character words of the reason why that person is wanting to pay for that visit. Is there any other help coming? Maybe there's somebody else, maybe my husband is paying or somebody else is paying. So you put yes and you put the person's details. Now travel itinerary is very important. Put the correct date that that person is going to enter the UK. Please, if you put 1st of October 2025, don't the person should not go and enter on the 31st of September or 30th of September. They will not let that person in. So and then the correct date of exit as well. Please put the correct dates so that you don't have any problems. Main reasons for the visit. So tourism I chose, and then I went to another main reason which is said visiting family or visiting friends. So I chose family. and put all of the activities that is going to happen whilst the person is visiting. So make it very detailed so that they know that it's all planned. Your current partner, so this person is married, isn't it? So my mom is married, and then I put her husband's details there, date of birth. Remember, these are not real names. I'm just using it for educational purpose. So date of birth, I put all of that there. Country of nationality. Do this person currently live with you? And just fill all the details basically. Then we move to okay, they're also asking each person is traveling with you. So people financially dependent on you, please fill it appropriately. If somebody is financially dependent, fill it. Details of my mom's parents. So you put everything there as well. Date of birth, country of nationality, place of birth, and that is that. Now we move to the next one. So excuse me, he's asking for, yeah, I filled the nationality already in. So then save and continue. Details about the other parent. So I filled the mom first, and I filled the dad next. So just fill it as detailed as possible. And then we move, you put on the country of nationality. Have they always had the same nationality? Yes or no? We say yes, we save and we continue. Yeah, I put no initially, then I put yes. Family will live in the UK. So did they have any family in the UK? There's no point to lie. If you don't have any family in the UK, don't say yes. If that person is not your family, maybe it's a friend, don't say yes. Just give the correct details. So I said yes. Obviously, I'm in the UK, and I'm her daughter. So I put that one there as well. And just feel it as honest as possible. Giving names, family name. Remember how we filled it earlier on. Country of nationality. I'm not yet a British citizen. I just put that one there. It's just for the laughs. So save and continue. And then other relatives who live in the UK, maybe my husband or any other relative, you just put it there. Is it traveling with other people? No. Traveling with another person? No. Staying with family? Yes. Just fill the details. So it's asking for the person that that person is staying with, and put all of the contact details, the phone numbers, the email address. If you're filling this form and you have all the details that you need, it's faster. But when you have to keep going back and forth to check for the details, that's when it's slow. In, I think, 15 to 20 minutes, you should be done filling the form if you have all the details you need. But if not, then you have to go back and forth. So we put all of those address in, put the town, put the postcode, um and the dates that you arrive at this address, because possible the date you arrive in the UK is not the date you arrive in the address. So please fill it appropriately. You never know what that person is going to be asked at the border control. So please just fill it appropriately. Dates you will leave this address, put it there as well, and then save and continue. Then we move to UK travel history. Have you been to the UK in the past 10 years? No. Travel to any of these countries? Zero. No. World travel history? No. So if it's yes, just fill it. Don't mind me. Immigration history? Refuse the visa? Don't lie. Oh. If that person has been refused a visa before, denied a visa before, just say yes. There's no point lying. Any convictions, any criminal convictions or anything, so I mistakenly filled click on criminal conviction, but that's not the right thing if that person has no criminal conviction. So you simply go scroll down to the bottom and you see where it says no criminal conviction. So and then you click that one, move next to um so yeah, it says no, I have never had any of these. So that's the right one to fill. Then war crimes, no. Then you say I have read all the information. Terrorist activities, whatever the answers are. So in this case, it is a no, and I have read it. Extremist, it is a no, and I have read it, and it's save and continue. Person of good character. If that person has engaged in any activity that affects their good character, say yes or no, depending on what the answer is. As honest as possible. Save and continue. Employment history. Has this person worked in armed forces before? Never worked in any of those jobs. If they have worked, say yes and click on the job. Additional information about this application. Please, this is the time to sell yourself. If you need to put anything that will support your application, just put it in there as much as possible. You need to put all the information that you know will be needed to make the positive decision for you. And then we move to scrolling down to make sure that everything you have filled is correct. Then we move to documents part. Please, if you want me to do a separate video on the documents that I uploaded for my mom's visa, please say documents, type documents in the comment section, and I will be doing a separate video about it. So mandatory documents, it simply will tell you the documents that you need, but like I would say, there's never too much. Anything document that you know that will support your application, please just put it there. So it wants you mandatorily to put all the colored copies of all the pages of the passport of the person being who is being who is traveling down. And then other documents, so evidence of funds. I don't want to talk much about documents because I don't want this video to be too long, so I will be doing a separate video depending on if people want it, by letting me know in the comment section about the documents that I uploaded. So I'll be able to do a detailed video about it. And then of course, don't forget the invitation letter. I have a video about the invitation letter. I'll try to link it on this video as well if you want to go and see that on how to write an invitation letter. So it reminds you of the visitor's condition, things that you need not to do. You can't work, you can't have access to NHS free healthcare, you confirm all of these that you've accepted, and you move to declaration. So then you click on I am submitting this form on behalf of the applicant, or I am the applicant, whichever one applies to you, or you are the parent or the legal custodian, guardian of that person. So when I click on all of that, I then say accept. Third party declaration, because I said I'm filling it on behalf of that person, that's why it's asking me to do this. So I say who I am, family member, how am I related, daughter, and then I save and I continue. Third party declaration continues. It wants me to put my full details, which I just do below here. Put all of the details correctly. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and then you would save and continue. So telephone number. So just as much as possible, please be honest with this application. It's not a time to play games and tell lies, because it's going to all come down to a negative decision. So once I'm done with all the details, I then move to the next one. Town and city, fill the town and city, fill the postcode, and fill the phone number, fill the province, region, or state, whichever one applies to what you use in that country. And then once I'm done with that, I fill the, so we use region, and then country. I put that in, save and continue. So check all your answers, make sure everything is correct. If you need to change anything at this point, please feel free to change any information that you think you have imputed wrongly. So this is a 6 month visa, and you are only allowed to stay nothing longer than 6 months. And this is how much to pay currently: 178 US dollars. Remember, this is US dollars. And then at the point of payment, it will convert it into pounds for you. So save and continue. If you chose like a 2 years one, the price is different. So it depends on what how many months visa you're applying for. And even if it's a 2 year visa, that person can stay for 2 years. It will still be on a 6 month basis. So when you get to this stage, you are pretty much ready to go. If you click continue to world pay at this point, that's the end. You can't correct anything again. So before you click that, make sure you check what your answers have been, and you're sure that that is the correct thing that you want to send. And that is really it. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and if you want me to do a separate video on any aspect of this step-by-step process, I am happy to do it. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video very helpful, hit the like button, and I'll see you in my next